Attention shoppers, as an act of political protest, the Sixville Mall Theater will no longer be providing ice in our beverages by default. If you want ice, you will have to ask for ice, and your photo will be taken and added to our database. At the Sixville Mall Theater, you will be dealt with accordingly.
Bhavna! We're doing a double feature creatures. We're doing a podcast, Bhavna, here at the Sixville Mall. We're
doing a podcast?
We're doing a podcast. We don't do podcasts. This is a completely new thing.
I thought this was my therapy session. What do you mean podcast?
I mean, really, it kind of is our therapy session. But yeah.
Yeah.
Bhavna, what movies are we doing today?
We decided that the world isn't a disaster enough, so we are doing a double feature of The Poseidon Adventure, 1972, and The Day After Tomorrow.
And Bhavna, we watched these two films, and while I was watching these two films, I had this thought in my brain, and genuinely, for this disaster age we live, I don't know I don't know. Bhavna, should we flip the whole goddamn ship, or leave the world to die in the geological event known as the Ice Age?
I mean, both are kind of happening right now.
Yeah, I didn't think there'd be this many frogs, though.
Oh my god, you and the frogs.
Me and the frogs.
Well, let's kick this off with 1972's The Poseidon Adventure.
Yes, let's please. Because, holy shit, what's funny is I originally, just because I'm a contrarian, when I found out there was a sequel, Beyond Poseidon Adventure, which came out like 8 years later, which is ridiculous because it's supposed to take place like the day after this movie ends. I was like, yeah, let's do that one. And I watched it, and it's fun, and it's got like an incredible cast, kind of like this one does, but it's boring because all the cool stuff has already happened. I still advise people to go out and watch it. It was a good movie. It was fun, but I'm like, no, let's not be contrarian here. Let's do the one where the ship flips. And these are the movies that I remember from when I was a little kid. No, I was not born early enough to see it in 1972. I am not that old. But this was the stuff that was on TV on a Saturday afternoon when I was little. And I don't think, so I brought it up because I own a copy of Towering Inferno. I got reintroduced to that a couple years ago. I love that one. And I don't think I had ever, at least in my living memory, sat down and watched this entire movie all at once. Like, I remember, obviously the ships flipping and things like that, but I am absolutely in love with this movie.
Yeah, it's got everything you want in it.
But it's
1970s
also
toxic masculinity, a grouchy old man,
multiple grouchy old men,
women calling themselves fat. Oh yeah, lots of butt cheek.
Hey, since
for a movie.
Okay, first of all, yes, there is the ladder climbing and that, and director, you could have done something about that. Probably you could have put them.
We did. Why did we need to watch her specifically go up the ladder at that point?
Yeah. First of all, I do not support fat shaming.
No, but it goes hand in hand with the toxic masculinity.
I suppose it was the 70s. You're right.
No one did anything to stop her except her husband.
Yeah, she put on 40 pounds for that role.
Damn, girl.
She got an Oscar nod for that.
She should have, because she was the MVP of that movie.
I'm not saying that like I'm shocked that because this movie, we don't make movies like this anymore. We can't afford to in a lot of ways. Short of them being like, I argued with you on chat that this is like to do this now, it would have to be an MCU film.
Yeah, given the cast and the production value for the time, yeah.
To look at the cast now through 2025, we're like, okay, yeah, this person, that person. When you go back and realize how big they were at that time, holy fucking shit, this cast.
Most of them were Oscar nominees already, if not winners.
Oh yeah. So, like, who do we got in this? We've got returning to the podcast Leslie Nielsen
Yes.
for about
in another serious
6 minutes.
role. We got to start covering him in like comedies because
I know we're gonna have to do some Naked Gun
or no Airplane for sure.
You know what I have discovered? I just in order to get Poseidon Adventure for free, I signed up for the 7-day trial of Hollywood Suite through the Prime app.
Oh yes,
I'm keeping it because it's only $5 a month.
Yeah, and it's
and
really
it has so much stuff on it. But what they do have on it is they have all the airport movies.
Ooh.
So what I'm thinking at some point is doing a double feature of an airport and airplane.
Yes, please.
So do the actual disaster movie and then do the parody of it.
Yes.
But yeah, we've got returning Leslie Nielsen. We've got for about 10 minutes, luckily. Leslie Nielsen is the ship's captain.
And he fulfills that role.
Captain, top of the ship, flip over. Captain, bottom of the ship, no so good.
Glug, 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 glug,
We've got returning from Con Month himself, the OG, Ahab, the ACAB, Ernest Borgnine, playing another cop. He's much better in this one.
He's much more bearable in this one, and his little cry of agony did make me laugh. It shouldn't have, but I did laugh.
Yeah, it is...
Linda!
He's becoming... And I need to start digging through his catalog and, like, watching his stuff. Because, like, until we started this, I had only really known him from, like, Escape from New York, playing the cabbie.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he was the cabbie in that.
And I'm starting to realize that, like, he may be more of, like, a Carol O'Connor figure.
Oh, yeah.
Where he got around playing the really, like, the dumb old white guy, but, like, with required range to that, almost like a 1970s Dennis Franz.
I could see that.
Where the guy can act like a motherfucker,
but
he doesn't always get the roles where he can act like a motherfucker.
Yeah, so he has to, like, for lack of a better term, dumb himself down.
Yeah, like, you know, he doesn't
like look, Ahab the ACAB.
Yeah, like he doesn't look, these guys that don't look the leading man type, but can handle the leading man material.
I mean, he would have killed it in a noir.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you want to keep him as a cop and you want to show his skills, I could buy him in a noir in a gumshoe film.
Oh, God, that would have been great.
Yeah.
That would have been absolutely amazing. Maybe there is one out there. Like I said, I got to start digging in his catalog.
I could have bought him as Columbo.
Oh yeah, I could buy him as Columbo. I could have bought him as Archie Bunker. There's a lot of roles that like he could do.
Yeah.
That just, I mean, he could have been. I'm forgetting the actual guy's name now, but also in Convoy, Rocky's buddy.
Oh yes,
his brother.
Yeah. Yep. Forgetting the name.
We could have pulled that off. I really need to write that guy's name down there because I keep forgetting it and I keep bringing him up.
Yeah.
But like Gene fucking Hackman.
Yes.
In like the most Gene Hackman I think I've seen him be before Quick and the Dead. Like he's a fucking reverend and he's delivering all his lines like he does in Quick and the Dead almost.
Yeah. He's probably the most intense to like, he pushes the limit of intensity in this. Like just one fucking hair more intensity and it's camp. Just one.
Yeah.
He plays it to just that level.
And that's the one thing I noticed about this movie when I was watching it is everything that happens before the New Year's Eve party. Because this is a ship. They're out in the middle of the ocean. It's not a big fucking cruise ship. It's an ocean liner. Think like the Queen Mary, the QE.
It was shot on the Queen Mary, so it literally is the Queen Mary.
So, you know, think like the more old school ocean liners, little Titanic sort of deal.
Yeah, like Mary Celeste, that type of thing.
If you need a reference, not like one of these big goofy cruise ships like we have now.
Yeah. Not the poop cruise.
Yeah, and that they're in the middle of the ocean. New Year's Eve, I think they're like off the coast of Greece or something.
They're heading towards Greece. They went from New York to to Greece. So
Big-
they're somewhere near Greece by now.
Big fucking tsunami hits shortly, like 2 minutes after midnight, and it literally rolls the ship over, capsizes this ship. But so there's kind of this weird thing of everything that happens before the party. I was sort of like, oh no, do I not remember this movie right?
Mm-hmm.
Because before the party, everyone is very goofy.
Yeah, which in hindsight now, it's just very 1972.
Yeah, but it also kind of works because it's everybody before any kind of survival instinct kicks in.
Right. We're seeing everything that's going to be knocked out of these characters.
But like when dude comes out doing his little like race walk thing, who was it? Like red buttons or
Yeah, Red Buttons.
Yeah, Red Buttons. Great name. I know it's a stage name, but holy shit. It's like, if you go watch Beyond Poseidon Adventure, Slim Pickens is in that, who was like in Doctor Strangelove. So that was part of the reason I chose that one at first. But it's, everyone is very kind of odd and quirky at the start.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, you're clearly following the people that are going to be like your survivors in the disaster. And you're sort of like, how the fuck are these people going to survive?
Right.
Like, they're a bunch of weirdos.
Yes. And speaking of weirdos, one of these weirdos, which Wes didn't realize till today, but I clocked him immediately, is Grandpa Joe from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He played Manny Rosen.
It's because I've only seen the OG one, I think, probably once in my life.
Okay.
But
even on your rewatch, you didn't clock that was Grandpa Joe.
No. But I also wasn't watching. And there were so many other people in this that I was like, I was sure he was someone. I mean, the waiter with the injured knee is Roddy McDowell.
Oh, yeah. Akers?
Famous for like, he was Cornelius in the Planet of the Apes series.
Yes.
So, obviously you barely, actually, the funny thing is I barely recognized him, and I've seen him other stuff he's done without the makeup.
Mm-hmm.
His voice sounded different in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But no, like, they're kind of this bunch of weirdos. How did you feel? Because I feel like it was almost specifically there to give Borgnine something to chew into. The whole conversation between him and his wife, Linda, in the room about, like, she used to be a sex worker in 70s New York, and he was a 70s detective in New York, who basically, the assumption is that, like, he got her off the streets.
He met her on the job.
Married her.
Yeah.
Because for me, it felt about as well done as that could be done, and really kind of shown the kind of, like, sensitive asshole that Borgnine is playing in this. I
agree. And, like, it makes his, like, you can tell he really loves her. Like, there's no point where he's like belittling her, treating her like he doesn't go, like, he's definitely not playing it like the I saved your ass, therefore you owe me vibe. It's you expect
like the white knight thing.
Like, you expect that from there, but he treats her as an equal. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because he loves her.
Yeah. It also, I like that line of, like, I think I recognized one of the guys on the ship though.
Mm-hmm.
Well, So, like, she's all paranoid that she's going to run into one of her former clients.
Right, and then that everyone's going to judge her, or the wives are going to judge her or something. Yeah. And that's when he pulls out the, like, look, we're having dinner at the captain's table. Like, we're special.
Exactly. And I mean, really, just even Borgnine's range, and hers as well, but, like, Borgnine's range in that.
Right.
Really kind of leads up to what you end up seeing later on. Spoiler alert.
With his howls, yes.
Yeah. But it also, that shows there, like, how much he does love her.
Yeah, and he loves her in a way that it's not like because the dynamic usually is played that fine. If that type of character, the cop, the savior, does love her, but she's just using him. Yeah. Right? It's rarely ever like they're met as equals.
Yeah. You've got God, I hope she's an early 20s woman and not the teenage girl she seems to be, like, because she is horny for the Reverend.
Oh God, yeah, that's all you get of her before the ship capsizes.
her little brother, which I will never attack a child actor, and he was playing exactly what every child in the 1970s played in any role you go for.
The little scamp.
But his portrayal in this is the only thing that took me out acting-wise in this movie. I don't hate on the kid, but every time he opened up with that, just like he was in an episode of Lassie.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout, like, kid, you're walking through a ship full of corpses, and you're like, I'm on a fun adventure. I like the fact that he was the one that, like,
well,
knew the most about the ship, because he had almost a special interest in ships.
Yes, but also kids are the ones that are going to be the easiest to disassociate themselves from the reality around them, right? Like, it's going to be easier. Like, you're going to put these adults through like a corpse ship. They're like, corpse, because you know what that is.
Yeah.
Whereas the kid's just like, I have a singular mission.
I think it's just more like the level of portrayal. Like, he's basically every child in every 50s, 60s, and 70s film.
He's a little Hardy Boy.
Yeah, he's a little Hardy Boy. He's an Opie. It's an Opie situation.
Well, his name is Robin, and he was acting like Robin for sure.
Yeah. But like the Reverend and the Good Reverend speech, which didn't that basically work out to God's not going to help you?
Yeah, God helps those who help themselves. Bullshit.
Then why worship him? Why? I swear to God, he's almost an atheist.
He really is. He does not fit in the reverential role in this. Like, he's if you didn't catch that bit in the beginning, or if you didn't catch them calling him Reverend, you would have thought it was just a nickname because he hates the Bible or something.
And yet, at the same time, I feel like he is portraying because I know Hackman did a lot of Westerns even before Quick of the Dead and things like that. Like, in this time, he was doing Western stuff. I feel like he's playing the old Western preacher that doesn't necessarily believe, or used to be the hard drinker and got converted.
Oh, 100%.
Like, he's very rough around the edges. You kind of want his history and his backstory a bit. Like, he's happy that they're sending him to Africa because then he'll be free from, like, the trappings of the U.S. church system.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, who'd you piss off?
He, I don't know. Maybe he snuck someone of dual genders into the conclave.
For more on that, listen to our Con Month episodes.
Exactly. I love because he plays it very rough, very hard, and they have the other priest there for him to bounce off of.
Yes,
which is what I like.
I call him the Grandpa Joe dupe because he looked like they could have been twins.
Yeah, it just, so everything you get about, I guess, like 10, 11 minutes. There's a plot that I don't really feel like was necessary, but you kind of have to put it in every one of these movies, of the guy that is part of the conglomerate, the company that owns the ship, is making the captain go, like, wants the captain to go faster, a la the Titanic, and won't let the captain slow down to take on more ballast because the ship feels off balance.
Yeah.
So there's this insinuation that if that had happened, they would have been able to survive the tidal wave. And I get why they put that in, because that's just the kind of thing they put in every movie, but I didn't really feel like that tiny little plot line was necessary.
No, because the disaster was disastrous enough that, like, we didn't need the, like, could they survive this aspect of it, because
like they got
shit happens.
They got hit by a 90-foot wave broadside. There was no time for them to try and turn into or whatever. They were probably not going to survive that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You didn't need to add in that, like, extra bit of, like, but what if?
Yeah. But, like, they're all down at the New Year's Eve party for, like, their last little bit of normalcy. And we probably will get away from recapping after this. It's just this weird thing.
Because there's too much to recap if we recap it.
Yeah, that's genuinely what I'm trying to do. But like, not what I'm trying to do. But like, did you notice when they first go in to the scene there where the band is playing,
Mm-hmm.
that the people in front of the stage are clearly dancing to disco while
Yes.
the band is playing folk?
Yes.
And the other thing that I clocked shortly after that, did you notice, and this is fucking brilliant, and I don't know if this has ever been done before or since on a ship movie, I'm assuming it has to have. Did you notice the very subtle camera movement to simulate the ship rocking?
Oh, absolutely, I did.
Okay, how long did it take for you to pick that up?
When they were at Mr. and Mrs. Rosen's table.
Okay, yeah, because that's about where I was. Where I was like, am I seeing? Because it's really very subtle, and I want to know how
Yeah.
they did it.
And they added in the creak sound as well. There were like the little bit of that grrr.
Like,
and if you've been on a ship, you know that's what that sounds like.
I want to know if they did that in post and like actually moved the frame around, or if they were actually moving the camera subtly.
I feel like the camera was moving and they added the sound in post.
Oh, no, I'm assuming the sound would be added in post. But I was just sort of like, what? Holy shit. Because it's so subtle, you could almost miss it.
Right.
And it's only when like the camera is like stationary for a minute that you like really, it's like, holy shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Like, and especially given that the music was off for the band, I definitely think it was the camera being moved and then audio stuff was added later.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I would assume that the audio would be added later. But it feels like a nightmare for the camera, for the camera people. With
that entire sequence seemed like a nightmare for the camera people.
Oh, yes, yeah. And the sequence after that. So they're all at dinner, they're doing their thing, there's this nice little conversation. Once again, they point out, we've talked about the one guy that is a speed runner, does the funny little walk, and amplifies that for this. It's not even like the Olympic version. It's like comedic. But he is a widower, and he is a vitamin popper. I think he even sells them.
He's popping and sailing, man.
Oh, the people, Shelley Duvall and her husband, Uncle Joe, have like retired from their hardware store, and they're going to Israel to meet their grandchild for the first time.
Yep.
It's midnight. It's midnight, and everyone is happy. Everyone is doing this weird hand-holdy dance thing, mainly because hopefully 20-something-year-old girl wants to hold hands with, good country western Reverend Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the fucking fuck me eyes she is giving him from across the table.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I feel like she can be a teenager in this because it's not like they do whatever. It's normal for teenagers to have a crush.
Yeah.
So
it is definitely the crush situation. And yeah, she's probably...
He doesn't look at her like that. Yeah. Listen, there's a whole hot priest movement. Google it.
Hot priest?
Yes, I'm not even joking. For those of you that know about hot priest, am I right?
But then... So all acquaintance be forgot, midnight.
For auld lang syne.
Time for a homicide. The captain has been called away because there's a tsunami coming. I wonder how that'll work out.
Oh dear.
The wave hits the ship. I think they get out an SOS. And if you for some reason do not watch this movie, just look up this scene on YouTube. Because holy fuck.
It's really well shot for 1972. I would have told you the 80s.
Practical effects, really well shot. They took their time. Once again, they weren't making... This movie in making was being treated like... It's not just like a sci-fi disaster film. This is like... We're treating this as like a serious fucking thing.
Yeah.
So they put all the time and effort into it that they would have for like any other kind, like serious movie. So you see this ship flip, and I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they built multiple sets. Now they would have built some giant room on like a giant gimbal or something, or well, they would have just digitized it, whatever. But the ship flips, there are piano, and like it goes onto its side and then over on its front. So you get like two big crashes of stuff. The guy being crushed by the piano.
Oh God, yeah.
Just like, oh. The guy, one of my favorite, I think, is the guy that falls from the ceiling through the ornamental skylight, and then the lights that illuminated the fake skylight electrocute him.
Yeah.
Like, it is just absolutely, it is genuinely traumatic to watch.
Yeah, like there was a shot of like this woman in her party attire on the ground being like yoinked by gravity.
Yeah, whoops, there goes gravity. It is brutal to watch, and kind of something that's going to come up in the next one, I think, that when we get to the next movie. But like, I love this because I don't know how long it took them to film that. Like, that scene alone had to have taken weeks.
Absolutely, and the continuity must have been a nightmare.
Continuity, stunt stuff. They said apparently they shot this movie in sequence. So that as their clothes got more and more fucked up.
Oh, so they wouldn't have to quote unquote add effects to it because it would just keep
so like
going.
If somebody tore something mid scene somewhere, it could just be left.
Then I want to know what kind of super glue they put on Belle's dress for that swimming scene.
I have no idea. There may have been extra stuff for that or something.
Yeah.
I know that. Are you talking about
Mrs. Rosen?
Yes.
Her dress.
Yeah. Apparently, they had wanted to get her a stunt double for that, and she was.
That's her.
She was like, Shelley Winters. Yeah. She was like, "Fuck no! I put on 40 pounds to play this role. You are not. I'm doing this."
Yeah.
So there's that, and apparently that scene also, it was originally that Hackman did let her go first, and then he had to rescue her from under the metal plate.
No, this was so much better done. This was
exactly
much better done.
And like, they were like, and I guess Gene Hackman was like, no, there's no way he would send her first. Like, even if she's convinced she can do it, he's not letting her do it.
And it makes up for how she treats her own character and how the others see her.
Yeah.
You know, like even the kid with his like, I'm sorry about how I didn't mean it like that. When I said my dad's swordfish was 600 pounds,
yeah.
I didn't mean you.
I can help pull you up. I pulled a 600 pound fish once. I'm like, oh God.
And then she was like, this is what you're worried about right now?
What was the other one? I'm going first because I don't want to get stuck behind her fat ass if she gets stuck in the pipe.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because there's no way she would have got stuck in that tube either.
No, and she wasn't even that big.
No, she wasn't. I mean, it's a full, like, do unto yourself, like, deprecation thing.
Yeah.
I do like the fact though that she's like, it doesn't matter how much I weigh in the water.
In the water, I'm a skinny lady.
Exactly.
I think it's her exact line.
And like, she's genuinely, there's some funny stuff in it, but she's genuinely not played for comedy.
No, and she doesn't doubt herself, right? She doesn't. Yeah. She also didn't play the trope in the like, you know, oh, I'm down on myself because of my size. So even though there's something I could probably do, I guess I can't do it or whatever that would happen, right? It would normally be somebody coaxing her talent out of her, but she's like, no, I can do this. Like, I couldn't do all of that, but I can do this.
Exactly. It's her Jurassic Park. It's a Linux system. I know this situation.
Right. And even her husband was like, yeah, you were 17 or something. But then he was like, but you are, like, I know you're my wife. You're going to do it.
Yeah. So, and Bhavna, feel free to take over here because I know we need to move this along a bit. But yeah. So long story short, the ship is flipped. Everything is upside down. There's probably anywhere between 50 and 70 people left alive in the ballroom.
Yeah. And somehow they get separated between the group of the Reverend, the cop, the band singer, the waiter dude, the two kids, the brother and sister.
Yeah, because Hackman's priest is like, no, look, we're underwater right now. The only chance we have is to go up. Yes. And he is just immediately, we got to go up. Who's coming with me? And there's a group that goes up. There's a group that stays. They insinuate that there's another group somewhere else in the ship.
Yeah.
that has survived. But
Yeah.
I love the one scene between the two reverends because one knows he has to go and the other won't leave his flock and too many other people won't go.
Yeah.
And once again, it feels real.
Yeah, because these
Like-
are the types of opinions and these are the types of splinter groups you're going to get in this situation.
Exactly. Like
it's only human nature.
Yeah, like it feels like, I mean, while there is weird stuff in this movie, it feels like I've said before, the idea of a perfect film for me is where, yes, there's dumb stuff in it that you think about it after it's over, but you don't think about it while you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, for instance, I have trouble with the idea of like, there's all these little fires burning in these tight ass rooms. And how much oxygen is really left in those areas, or how, like, is the air even breathable at that point if there's still air left? Things like that. But yeah, so basically the group splits up. Hackman takes a small team. They start heading up through a cavalcade of death.
Yeah, this is the part where I'm like, if you could ask me to recap it, I would say no. Because I'm like, there's too many obstacle courses. Like,
Exactly.
There's too many obstacle courses, but you lose a few people along the way. We can get into the few people we lose along the way, though.
Yeah. Because we lose Roddy McDowell at some point.
Right.
I can't
we lose Acres, which is Red Buttons.
Yeah, we lose Red Buttons. How did we lose Red Buttons?
His foot was injured and he fell.
Oh, right. He falls off the ladder.
He falls off the ladder into the splody thing.
Right.
Yeah.
He falls
and
off.
And you see his watch go like, Urgh.
Yeah. We lose.
Because that's when the Reverend gets into his fight. And they find the other flock at that point.
When the Reverend and ACAB get into the other fight. Because they are doing this thing where like, oh my God, Hackman and Borgnine going at it.
Constantly.
Is just amazing. They try and simulate that in the second one, and it's just not as good.
Yeah.
So like there's the arguments in that, and Hackman is just absolute, like, as almost as if, and I like where they've shown before that he may not actually be a believer.
Clearly he's
because he's acting like he's got like the voice of God in him of go up, but really he is just taking it on his own that this is the answer, because the kid has told him that like you can get to a certain point where the metal is incredibly thin and you might be able to even hammer your way out there.
Right. Like it is 100% based on belief, but not in God.
Exactly.
In the knowledge of that kid.
The knowledge of the kid and himself. He is just driven. No, we've got to go this way. And Borgnine isn't as convinced.
Well, because he's a detective. He has to have the facts.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the facts.
And yeah, it is what I like in this one is they don't shy away from, you're in a ship that has flipped over and many, many people are dead. They travel through the galley. There's been a fire in the galley. There are burned bodies. Not as gruesome as that would actually be, but you see stuff. They swim past the one floating body that, once again, with my weird...
Oh, and the rope scene?
Yeah. My weird obsession with like disasters and real life disasters, that looks pretty freaking real. I don't know if they had a dude that just played dead underwater, or if that's a dummy, or how they did that particular...
Like a flotilla type thing?
Yeah, I don't know how they did that particular corpse.
Not a flotilla, a floaty thing. You guys know what I mean.
But as someone who has seen video of body rescues from ship sinkings, it was very convincing.
Yeah, or anyone that's seen anything underwater. Like...
it just... There is this level, it still... And like Bhavna said, it is like, get around this, traverse over this, all this stuff. It's almost, I liken this kind of movie almost to a really small scale version of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Or if you want to go a little silly.
Sorry?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Like we're walking. We have to get over this. We have to get over that. How do we figure this out, sort of thing?
To me, it was like the PC Aladdin game. because you're constantly going through the town. You have to go up, you have to go over, you have to go around, blah, 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 blah. Like you're going into one direction only. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. It's a platformer.
Yeah. And like if I was going to cut anything from this movie, I would cut it in that part, like in the traversing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it took too long. I say as the movie is less than the time it would take to actually leave the ballroom, let alone get as far as they did.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I never really felt bored throughout it, though, either.
No, but I did feel maybe I would have made the group smaller, but I don't know. No, but their dynamic was really good. I don't know. Or maybe I would have gotten to losing people a lot sooner.
Yeah, and that is the big problem I have with the sequel, of not enough people die. And
because you lose a lot of people in this one.
And the people that die don't really die dirty like they do in this one.
Yeah, they die real dirty in this one.
Like, Shelley there is absolutely heartbreaking. Because
I felt the worst when she died.
We'll jump ahead because you go through all this stuff. She is probably either the first or second worst death, because basically they have to swim through this tunnel.
They have to swim through something to get to where they could either climb through something to get to the engine room, but now it's flooded, so now they have to swim through it.
They have to swim through it because like that the ship, there's explosions going on the ship, and the ship is slowly sinking at the same time as it would.
Yeah.
So their pathways are getting cut off. The easiest, like Hackman will go look at something, and then there will be an explosion, and then that piece will be underwater. So Hackman goes for a swim. He's like, I'm going to take this rope and do this. He gets trapped. Shelley Winters goes in after him because she's like, I was on this. She was like an Olympic swimmer or something, the swim team sort of thing.
Yeah, like she had the record for blah, blah, blah. There's this one thing she knows. She got the record for holding her breath as well. Yeah.
So she dives in, rescues him, gets to the surface. They surface, and it just...
She had her like, I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark moment of...
It's almost, for just 1 second, it's almost comical. And then you realize what's actually happening. In mid-sentence, her eyes get real big, and she takes a deep breath, and basically she's having a heart attack and dies in 2-3 minutes?
Yeah, like the heart, like whatever the shock to her heart took it out of her, and then it was too much, and she faded.
Like the whole
cinematic. I don't know the exact medical reason, but it was cinematic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming that like her blood pressure rose too much from like holding her breath that long.
Yeah, like that does affect your blood pressure. And then when you come up and you have air, you can gulp air too fast. Like, I don't know the exact science, but it tracks. It tracks.
She basically she's also in like her 50s. She has a massive heart attack, dies. Hackman has to go back because Hackman sends Ahab back.
No, yeah, Ahab comes because Hackman just sits there wallowing and doesn't even tug the rope.
Yeah.
To give them a sign of life. So Ahab fucking swims over, sees that she's dead, and gets sent back by Hackman, who tells him not to tell the husband. Well,
technically he doesn't, but he doesn't have a good poker face.
No, and he's like, she made it through.
Because
she made it through.
This is something that's going to be a critique in the next film for me of these people are legitimately traumatized.
No shit.
And when people die, it sticks with them, whether it's not their particular loved one or not.
No, it's very traumatic.
So Uncle Joe immediately jumps in because he's like, he knows something's wrong. He swims there, gets there, finds his wife dead with Reverend Hackman standing there. He was like, "Yeah, she saved
poor Grandpa Joe."
He breaks down. He's like, he's not going to go any further. She's like, "No, you need to go meet your grandson and give him this that your wife is giving you." The rest of them get across. They're slowly starting to work their way through. They're almost at the end.
Almost.
Explosion, shaking. Ahab's wife falls into Borgnine's wife falls into a lake of fire.
Linda.
Actually, no, she doesn't fall into the lake of fire. She literally just falls into a pile of metal with fire around it.
And then you get the most gut-wrenching, comical, almost basically, comical to me, but...
Well, yeah, that's...
It howling. from Ahab.
And it's that thing of like all of these people also came from theater.
Yeah.
So it's kind of played up a little bit more. It's all on like, it's right on the ragged edge of being ridiculous.
Yes.
Like one more tone, like one more level, and it would start to become like, it would start to become parody. But it's just, it's so good.
And then his little crash out at the Reverend was so good.
Oh yeah, because like you don't know where you're going, you don't know, and the Reverend is already at his breaking point because truly he's not sure.
Yeah, and then he tries his best to release the valve, and he gives up on himself.
Well, because once again another explosion. They're like right at the final door. They're at the final level to where they can hopefully get out. Mm-hmm. Steam pipe breaks. Reverend, the steam is making it impossible for us to get to the door. What are we going to do?
You need to be checked on the way you talk about kids.
Hey, at least I gave him, like, the Revenge of the Sith kid voice.
Okay.
So Hackman jumps off the metal railing that they are on, is hanging from the valve and, like, turning it with his body weight while screaming at God. How much more do you want? The only thing I have seen is good of this, and you can find it on YouTube if you have not seen it. Bhavna, have you ever seen the scene in West Wing where...
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Bartlett loses it in the church and ends up putting his cigarette out on the church floor because his longtime secretary has been killed by a drunk driver.
Yep,
and he's
exactly
just
what I thought
enough.
of.
That's totally what that reminded me of.
100%.
Of how much is enough? How much more do you want me to do? How much more do you want me to take? And he gets the valve turned off so that they can get to the door. And the poor son of a bitch has no strength left to do anything. And he's just staring at them, telling Ernest Borgnine to get them through. Does not break eye contact as then he falls into a lake of fire.
Yep.
I was, right till the end, I was expecting him to show up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you could fall through that. You could swim under it. He could still be good. He could still be good. But that's not this kind of movie. This kind of movie doesn't give you that kind of hope.
It's just a little on fire. It's still good. It's still good.
Which is why I love it so much, is it is just cruel enough. Because when they finally get through and when they get to where the steel is thin enough and they can hear people banging on the outside so that they can start banging so that people know that they're, and just the level, this is where it hits true brilliance for me of when they're sitting there, they know they've been rescued. They know they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And they can't even enjoy it because their wives are dead. The one girl's brother is dead. The reverend that got them there is dead.
Their hope is dead. I mean, their souls are dead.
Exactly. Like they are rescued in in a lot of these movies that they were like modern now, they'd be jumping up and down, but like just, it's this solemn moment of we're alive, but at what cost?
To be fair, they don't jump for joy in the other one either.
No, but it's
more in that vein than this, but they don't jump for joy.
I absolutely love this movie. Like, it is so well done.
Thank you for not making me watch a stupid one for once.
The other one isn't stupid. It's just...
No, I meant you making me watch a stupid one.
No, but like, I mean, like when I was originally going to go with Beyond, it's not stupid. It's not a bad movie.
Oh, I'm talking about compared to like Stone Cold or...
Oh, okay. She's never
talking about that.
You're never going to forgive me for Stone Cold.
No.
It brought you William Forsythe's Ice.
On that note.
Okay. Lance Hendrickson versus Hackman's Reverend.
I'd pay to watch that fight.
God forgives, the Brotherhood doesn't. You don't know what God forgives. God forgives those that forgive themselves.
Wes, who are we putting in the cuck chair?
I don't know for this one. I
would say the other priest. You know what? Leslie Nielsen.
That was actually going to be my call, was Leslie Nielsen, because he doesn't get to be in the movie.
I want to know how many fart bags he had on this, the whoopee cushions.
See,
I want to know how many he had on this set, because he was notorious for them. So I want to know if he had any on this set.
I kind of have this headcanon now of that Leslie Nielsen, pre-actually doing comedic movies, was kind of like what you hear about Patrick Stewart in the first season of TNG, where he was like super serious and anal about everything, and we're here to work, not have fun. Like
Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
And he was always getting pissed off at the rest of the cast for fucking around on set.
And then later seasons, when you see his outtakes,
yeah, no,
he's was completely different.
He apparently finally realized that he was going to have to be with these people for like ever. So he was like, I gotta start having fun here. And he lightened up. But apparently, like at the start of it, he was apparently the Deep Space Nine set was like that too. Where it was
you had to
fucking
be
serious.
Oh, serious.
Yeah, no, apparently there were like no jokes on the DS9 set. When Michael Dorn
you have the Ferengi?
When Michael Dorn got there, he was like, what the fuck is happening?
He's like, this isn't my Star Trek.
Exactly. But yeah, I think Leslie Nielsen goes in the cuck chair because Leslie Nielsen dies before the movie gets interesting.
Yeah, and I would have loved to have seen him as part of the mix.
And also, he does kind of get cucked by like his boss telling him, no, go faster, don't take on water, or I'll replace you.
Yeah.
So that works. I can definitely go with that. I'm trying to think if there are any other thoughts about that I'm missing. Oh, I think we should mention that they do run into that other group because it kind of comes up in the next.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They ran into the other group.
Yeah, they run into the other group that's clearly going the wrong direction.
Yeah, and he's like, he tells them straight up, "You're going in the wrong direction," and they're like, "Nope."
It's like you're going towards the part of the ship that is already underwater. But then again, maybe they make it eventually too. I don't know. They kind of insinuated in the second one that a couple of those people might have been from that party, but.
Okay.
Yeah, other than the 70s decor being gaudy as fuck.
Yeah, and I mean, it was the Queen Mary, so it was already an old ship.
Exactly.
So...
Oh, right, it was actually the Queen Mary, so that would have been what it actually looked like, too.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I think... Bhavna, you got any more thoughts about this before we hit the intermission?
No, just that I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm glad I switched up because this one was a lot more fun with a lot more to talk about. The other one, if you get a chance, it's like Telly Savalas is in it. Michael Caine is in it.
Michael Caine.
It's like like young Michael Caine.
Ooh, hot Michael Caine. All right, I see what you're saying.
Sally Field.
Oh, love her.
Yeah, it's an amazing cast. It just wasn't as good, and I think it suffered from the fact that it was like almost 10 years after the original.
Right, but it was supposed to be the next day.
And like all the major sets were like would have been destroyed like on the ship anyway and all that. So it's basically them just walking through like pipes and stuff. It's not the adventure part is not great. The cast is amazing. The story is insane. But yeah, I believe we will hit the intermission.
Yes, guys, go grab your snacks because we're heading into another apocalypse.
We're heading into a big apocalypse this time. Not a little apocalypse, not a little ship flip. We're heading into... Call your scrats. We're heading into the Ice Age.
It's intermission time. Let's go back in time. Did you know that during the construction of the Sixville Mall, multiple men vanished from the face of the earth? The most shocking case is of Tom Angler, who was never seen again after going into the theater-level women's washroom to install a toilet, and he never came out. He had 9 children. At the Sixville Mall Theater, we should not be telling these stories.
Bhavna.
Wes.
It's Roland Emmerich time.
Yes, we are talking the day after tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Oh man, I do enjoy Roland Emmerich.
Me too.
There are very few of his movies I don't like.
Name some of them.
I was not big on Moonfall.
Don't think I saw that one.
Moonfall. It came out during the pandemic. It only ended up coming out on streaming. I'm sure in a big theater in IMAX, it might have been a lot better, but it just...
Is he like a Michael Bay type?
It was too goofy. It felt...
okay.
It felt like... When you hear Moonfall and Roland Emmerich, you think it's just going to be, okay, something has fucked up the moon. And the moon has broken apart, like that Time Machine version of the Time Machine movie.
Yeah.
But it's much stupider than that, and it didn't scratch the itch for me that his stuff usually does. I mean, I still stand by that Independence Day is one of the greatest American films ever made.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I can't tell you. I think I probably saw that summer 10 times in the theater. Like, it was, granted, movies were cheaper then.
Yeah, I liked that. I definitely really love Day After Tomorrow. It's one of my formative movies.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. You know what? I didn't mind his Godzilla.
I enjoy his Godzilla. In some ways, I enjoy his Godzilla more than the modern American Godzillas.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. It didn't understand the assignment, but it was fun. And
it really did not understand the assignment. It's not a... Yeah.
And it was action-packed, and you saw their version of Godzilla.
Yeah.
I haven't really been happy with what they've done with the Western Godzilla franchise after, like, King of the Monsters, but yeah, no, this Emmerich is just amazing. I like Emmerich better before he could do everything digital.
Yeah.
I think why I still feel Independence Day is the best is because it ends up looking the best because of it was still practical effect stuff.
Yes.
It feels more real. That said, this one is good. And I think probably, was this the first let's destroy New York and murder a shit ton of Americans since 9/11?
Yeah.
Because I forgot that. And when the tsunami came in, I was like, hey, where are the towers? What happened to
2004,
the towers?
baby.
Yeah. Like, it's not as fun as Independence Day, mainly because, it's not someone else doing it to us. We've done it to ourselves. And there's no fighting the Ice Age, apparently.
No, you just have to give in and let ice.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And there's so many himbos in this movie. There's himbos of all ages.
Yeah, this is probably the last time I liked Dennis Quaid in a movie. Until The Substance, because he was playing a piece of shit in The Substance. So it's insides and outsides matched.
Yeah. I started watching it and I forgot all the Dennis Quaid stuff of like the last decade.
I wish I could
forget,
but
the playing of Reagan and everything and all that.
Yeah. And I mean, if your son is as awesome as Jack Quaid and he's not talking to his dad, there's stuff.
Yeah. I will say this about him, though. He doesn't seem to make his opinions his whole personality of his acting career.
Yeah, he didn't go the Sorbo route.
Or you couldn't see Sorbo doing a Substance.
It's only because Dennis Quaid was always more successful than the fucks that went full.
Well, yeah.
With their chest.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, him in this movie, I was like, holy shit, he looks so young. And then I'm like, oh, right, this was 21 years ago. Not 5 years ago.
Speaking of young in this movie, the scene with Gyllenhaal and him in the car where he's explaining why he got an F in math. And it's like, well, because he didn't show me your work. It's like, and he didn't believe you? No. Well, because why didn't he believe you? Because he said he couldn't do it, so I couldn't do it. I'm like, no, Jake, no, Sam, maybe it's because you literally have resting himbo face.
To be fair, he played a really convincing dork in those times. He was a hot dork, but this was the Don Darko era, baby.
That's what I mean. It's like, no one is looking at you in this era and like assuming you math. And I say this as someone that cannot math.
We are looking at him in that era and assuming he can math. I was a teenage girl in that era.
Okay.
We were looking at him and thinking he could math.
Are we talking like, count with his fingers or?
No, we're talking like mathlete math.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he wasn't. Let me put it this way: Jake Gyllenhaal, hot, but a lot of his hotness also comes from the brain. In that time, like he wasn't playing dumb. Why has it? I did not expect to be defending Jake Gyllenhaal's intelligence on this episode, but okay.
I've got to keep you on your toes, Bhavna. You never know what
Apparently,
I'm a bag of squirrels.
You made me defend a man. You made me defend a man. What the fuck?
You made me defend Stone Cold.
You did that to yourself. But yeah, no, I did like that moment of but I mean, I did like it as it was a really good way to show how absentee of a dad he is,
Yeah. Because
were his parents even together? I never really got that vibe.
I can't figure that out, and I'm not sure that the movie figured that out.
No, but the movie did enough to show where they were at feelings wise.
I think they were separated and not divorced.
Right. Because he was constantly away anyway.
They were living in separate houses.
Yeah, so that's probably it.
But it wasn't I don't think it was like a divorce or separation because they hated each other. There's no screaming matches between them or anything like that.
And at least they lived in the same city.
At the same time, that also would have given this movie some drama. And I think that's kind of my only complaint about it. As a visual disaster film, it's incredible. Watching New York get the fucking tornadoes in LA.
Dude, that's why the first time I went to New York as a teenager, all I wanted to do was go to that fucking library. Because I went in 2000 with my school in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Either 2005 or 2006. So literally right after this movie came out. And I'm like, we have to go. We were all like, we have to go to the library. We have to go to the library. We were the kids on the school trip to New York. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it was and ever since then, that library is just a magical, beautiful building. And
absolutely.
This was the movie that turned me onto it, I guess. But
I've only been inside of it once.
But if you ever go back, you have to go. That is a must.
I went in my first trip to New York. I didn't get in on the second, but because for me it was the lions from Ghostbusters.
Oh yes,
was
sure.
Was my formative thing for it. So, and then once again you get to New York, it's like, holy shit, all this stuff is real.
Right, and then like every time I went down, I forgot which street that is. It's like 40 something street. It's like 41 or something like that. I don't know, 40th street, something like that. Whatever, the street the library's on, right?
Yep.
It's like it's between 5th and Broadway and whatever. Yeah. But anyway, every time I went down that like I go right down there, all I can think of is the fucking ship.
Yeah.
All I can think of is the fucking ship. But we will get to the ship eventually.
We will get to the ship, yeah.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't capsize, but it does freeze.
The oil tanker sticking upright.
Yeah.
I mean, there are incredible visuals in this movie. I don't have any real complaints about this movie. It's not a hard watch.
It was a, I don't want to use the word hard or something. It was a more intense watch for me this time because I haven't rewatched it in years, yeah. Right? Like I knew the plot inside and out. There was a time in my life where I'd watch it over and over again. So yeah. It wasn't like that I forgot what happened or the order in which things happened. That I remembered. It was more so, oh, we're in this position now. Like, oh, we would not react this way. It would literally have to take the apocalypse for humanity to act the way that they acted in this film in the last 10, 15% of it.
What? And
of global policy wise.
Even then, I'm not sure we would. It would.
Yeah, because like that's where the fantasy part kicked in. In 2004, I didn't think that way. I didn't think that way in 2004.
What floored me on this watch was, because I remember when this came out and everyone was like, the government in this is clearly Bush Cheney, and they're talking about the fact how Bush doesn't do anything and Cheney's really running the show and all that.
And he was a dead ringer for Cheney.
And absolutely. But what floored me this time is this is a downright progressive, almost liberal government that will eventually accept reality compared to what now exists. You should be begging Bush and Dick to come back. You should be on your fucking knees screaming, George, Dick, save us. I don't mean literally, don't come at me. I get that.
I was about to say, I don't endorse this statement. I understand the sentiment, but I don't endorse it.
I mean, in comparison, that they eventually get it.
Yeah, like the point is, that's why I said the last 10 to 15%, because the other part, totally predictable.
Let's face it, they would be sending people north now, Bhavna. Cold is good.
I mean, after the great acetaminophen shortage of 2025.
But no, where I come at when I do make criticisms about this movie is where I come at, because I do really enjoy this movie. I kind of love this movie. I loved it when it came out. For me, with disaster movies and being the fan of disaster movies, there's this weird balance for me between it being fun and having silly elements, it hitting you with like the sense of tragedy of, yes, millions of people are dying or hundreds of people are dying or whatever. And then just like, I don't know, it's this, like, there's a balance of like several things. Independence Day has it all for me of like, every time, spoiler alert, every time the First Lady dies, that fucking hits me. Every time you got silly ass Randy Quaid on screen, I laugh my ass off. It just, it has like all this stuff of, and then it's also.
It was definitely tropier than this one.
Yeah. Oh no, it's definitely tropier. And I mean, he's clearly, Emmerich is really, truly not trying to make a statement in Independence Day.
No, he's not.
Like, as raw American as it comes off, he's genuinely not trying to make a statement. But he also doesn't fall into trappings of Bay does, of like, there's not just silly racism for no reason. And shit like that. Who's the other guy I would compare, like, I'd compare him and Bay in a lot of ways. And Emmerich is better just because he doesn't fall for the, like, you know, jerk off motion bullshit. But
yeah,
the only major complaint about this movie is the CGI wolves.
Yeah.
And maybe they looked better on the big screen, but holy fuck, they do not hold up.
Well, this is 21 years old.
I know.
I'm sure they looked scary back in the day. But we only have to deal with them for like 2 minutes of screen time. Not even.
And I think that's why.
Fair.
But fair. Okay, so Bhavna, what do you love about this movie? What's your favorite stuff in this movie?
I love that it was teenager based, but not in your typical teenager base. Like, we didn't assume these kids were stupid.
Yeah.
Which I liked, because they're generally not, like when he said like, my 17-year-old kid knows more science than you. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Because it's fresh in our brains.
Yeah.
At that point. Can I tell you now, when I'm closer to the age of like, you know, his parents than I am to him? I'm like, could I tell you that kind of science if I wasn't in that field? Hell no. Right. But could I have told you that type of science back then? Like, there's even a scene later where like Emmy Rossum's character, Lauren, she's like giving him a hug while he's coming out of the hypothermia, like water phone situation. And she's like, you know, if your heart, like, you know, if the blood rushes to your heart too fast, it can damage your heart and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, where'd you learn that? Some of us are paying attention in health class. But what I liked about this was also that like, it was the smart kids that pulled through.
Yeah.
And not the dum-dums. Because you again, it's a disaster movie trope where we had it in the last movie and we have it in this one. That there's like, of the group of survivors, you have the two factions, right? You have the ones that choose to go based on like the current information they have, and then you have people that want to go off of the information that, like, no, it makes sense to leave. Why would we stay here?
Yeah.
That type of thing. You get those two factions, and RIP all the people that left.
Well, in the defense of those poor people that
Left.
were killed by the Ice Age,
Yeah.
just trying to walk to a better life. If you're them and you're in this situation, and there's only one kid that is like, hey, I talked to my dad while I was freezing to death in the basement underwater, and he's a climatologist, and he said, and especially when you're being told, then the radio said like people were being told to evacuate and head south.
Right. No, I'm not saying I don't understand it. I completely get it, right? I don't know how I would have reacted in that situation, but I don't judge the folks that left at all, because at that point, it's just a snowstorm. It's not frozen yet.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's barely frozen. Like, it's not even at that point, blah, 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 blah. So I'd be like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this kid? Right? Because also as humanity, we're very distrustful beings.
Oh, absolutely.
We don't really band together.
Well,
that's what makes this movie a fantasy.
Yeah. And okay, there's two things I need to call out, because I did call it out in
Poseidon
Adventure about things to do with like oxygen and stuff. What are the odds that chimney actually worked and they didn't just gas themselves through carbon monoxide?
Pretty high that it worked.
Because like she's like, this hasn't been used in 100 years.
Right, but they wouldn't have blocked off the chimney like that. And if they did, it was only for rodents, so it wouldn't be a complete block. It would just be a net.
Yeah.
So they'd be fine. The smoke would still go through.
The other issue I have, I get why you would burn books for kindling. We've both been in that place. There's a whole lot of wooden furniture.
True. But books are going to be the easiest thing in their state to probably tear apart to burn. Whereas chairs they could get more use out of than a book in terms of structure and...
Yeah, but it would burn longer is the issue that I don't know. Like,
yeah, but they're in a library. They've got endless supply of books.
Yeah. I don't know. Is anyone like a fire person that like knows the science of fire? What would have burned longer? Like let us know in the comments. No. Yeah, the other I also we didn't mention, it's not just when I say this is a himbo movie, there's also Dennis Quaid's two friends.
Yeah, the other two scientists.
Yeah. The other guy who, cracked the kid who cracked the ice shelf.
Oh yeah, the redhead.
Can you imagine being that guy? It's like literally like Scrat with the nut.
I know. I mean, it wasn't his fault. He didn't know.
No, it wasn't. But you'd feel that way in the moment of, I didn't do it, man.
Well, he wasn't the one that died.
No. Oh, man.
I've also been in that mall, by the way.
You have?
Yeah, the one in DC, the Galleria. Yeah, I've been there.
What mall it was.
They live in DC. They were going through DC. It's the Galleria.
Visiting malls that aren't this one. My God.
Yeah. I went during Obama's time, so there was a lot of Obama merch in that mall.
And actually, well, I'll just jump there just before I forget. Frank is my kid, the guy that goes to the mall ceiling.
Yeah, Frank.
Frank is my candidate for the cuck chair.
Yeah.
Because if he had survived, he was totally getting some hot NASA action back in Mexico.
The one that died.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he probably would have.
Like, he was totally picking. Like, you look at the look he's given her in the rearview window when they drive off, and she's looking back at him.
Well, they were both kind of looking at him, but yeah.
Yeah, but the kid wasn't getting no play.
No.
He was trying. He wanted to, but she wanted, like, there was definitely some Frank stuff going on there.
Yes.
So he's my candidate there. But yeah, the FX in this are great. The flood, the
science, like, obviously isn't exactly to par, but it was believable. And it was,
yeah.
And we had Bilbo Baggins in Scotland.
Oh man, yes.
Bilbo Baggins is, or my favorite android of all time that isn't Data.
Yes. Is it Ash?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, yeah, I love the helicopters going to get the queen.
Yeah. And they're like, what temperature does gas? And they're like negative 150, whatever Fahrenheit. And they're like, oh.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I like the guy like trying to get out of the helicopter and then freezing.
I love the wait, the when they go like, is this an isolated incident? They're like, no, it's not.
No, it is not. I think my favorite of the events though, other than the tornadoes destroying Los Angeles, is, and once again, because it would have been so racist if it was in a Bay movie. The is it Hong Kong or Singapore where they get like that football-sized hail?
Japan.
Okay. Holy shit, that is brutal.
Yeah. Do you know what my favorite brutal thing in this movie is?
What?
And by favorite, I mean I support the brutality of it.
What?
Mexico closing their borders.
Oh, absolutely. Like
I was like, clap, 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 clap.
And that's once again, the Ice Age is forcing good, hardworking Americans into Mexico.
Yep. They left their cars, took their belongings, and walked across the Rio Grande. I love the commentary about them being illegal aliens in Mexico.
And it felt heavy-handed.
American refugees. No, it was heavy-handed, but it was needed.
No, what I was saying is, it felt heavy-handed back then. Now it feels like justice.
Yes. Speaking of the Ice Age, Wes, do you have any ice facts for us?
I do. In this movie, the climatic event, known as the Ice Age, was caused by Republican governments.
Yes.
The event known as the Ice Age is a threat to all civilization. The event known as the Ice Age destroys the American economy. It kills minorities walking to safety. And my personal favorite, Bhavna, and we can go on with some other stuff and talk a little while, but like my personal favorite of this, and because it's something I want to talk about anyway, the Ice Age forces a child with cancer out of the country after disappearing his parents.
Ding, 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 ding. These are all absolutely true Ice Age facts in this film.
Also, the ice caused by the Ice Age cracks and drifts into the sea if you apply heat.
And I believe you also forgot that it was ice that forced people to be evacuated from their homes to go into another one.
Well, no, that was the Ice Age.
Yes, the Ice Age, but ice itself, because it was snowing in California.
Oh, and the Ice Age did release a bunch of, like, feral dogs in New York City.
Yes.
I enjoy this movie now, thinking about it.
Yeah. You were talking about the effects. So the effects that took me out.
Bhavna, in this movie, the Ice Age kills the president.
And that's how you know it's a movie.
The Ice Age severely damaged the White House, probably, Bhavna.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Ice Age.
Goddamn Ice Age. But yes, speaking of the special effects in this movie, around ice, that was the special effect where, for me, while going back, for you it was the dogs, but for me it was when everything was going that like Narnia ice.
Oh, when it's coming down,
the freezing. Oh no, when it's freezing over, like after the eye of the storm and everything, when like everything's doing that instant like whoosh, drop. That's what took me out. I'm like, are we going through a portal?
Yeah,
is this the holodeck?
That was the thing that was kind of dumb to me and didn't really feel necessary. That was...
Well, yeah. I mean, we were told people were going to freeze to death, but I guess we just had to...
Yeah, I mean, you would think that... I mean, I guess they needed a reason for it. They needed... Emmerich needed the big thing. Like, the... Because, like, yeah, you can picture, like, it getting so cold that, like, a tsunami coming in and then it getting so cold that the waters flood New York and freeze and all that. You can picture, like, really, really bad winters. But it's Emmerich, and he's come from Independence Day and all this, so he needs to do something that much larger. So, yeah, there's the whole thing of the ice open, like, it gets, like, super, super hella mega cold.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because once again, the Ice Age in this, ice is the threat, ice is the zombies, ice is, you know, the aliens, which, you know, the storm comes and it's these big swirly things in the sky that blast down a beam of, this time it's cold. I'm just thinking about this now. that freeze American cities instead of explode them.
Yeah. Yeah. But he had to make it as true to nature as possible.
Yeah, it was, I mean, and that's the thing. Moonfall goes way too far for me.
Like I said, I haven't seen that one, so I don't know.
Because it's like there's nanites living in the moon and ancient alien stuff and shit like that. But I think, how do you feel about like the final ending of this movie? Does it feel hopeful to you? Because it feels kind of like the reverse of Poseidon Adventure for me.
It feels more hopeful than the Poseidon Adventure for me, but it also feels a lot more humbling than Poseidon Adventure, you know, because we do get to see Chaney Light eat, you know, eat his hat a little bit, but that's the fantasy part. So like it also feels like more depressing to me given context of time. And
yeah, because I mean,
because I'm like, it's never going to be like this.
Because at the end of Poseidon Adventure, like I said, they're waiting. They know they're going to be rescued. Yes, they've got all this trauma and that, but it still feels more hopeful because they're going out into the world and yet they're traumatized. You don't feel their hope.
Yeah.
In this one, it's the whole world and you don't, the hope in it for me feels like an illusion because you're like, whoever's left, you're going to have mass starvation. You're like, they are not in for a good time for like the next decade at least.
No.
It's not like American refugees and Mexico are going to get along for that.
No, but I kind of liked where it ended because had we gotten any more, it would have been too cheesy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was just the right amount of cheese. And it's also like that was his mission. He wanted to get there. We also are smart enough to know that like they're headed to Mexico, whatever, right? Like everyone's going to get reunited. We don't need to see the reunion. Yeah, we just know it's happening.
I'm not so much about the reunion so much as just that last scene of like where not Dick Cheney is giving like his speech and things like that. And like there's this idea of like hopeful life will go on. Life is going to go on for these people, but life is going to suck for a very long time. I mean,
yeah, so it's like a happy ending, but it's also like a fuck.
I have very much always said that with the way my body is in that, I am much more happy to die in a heat wave than I am to an ice age. I don't like to be cold.
I don't like to be cold either.
Like, if I have my choice of, like, you know, climate disasters.
Is this why colonization happened? Because people that look like you couldn't handle the cold?
Quite possibly. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't do it. I take genetic responsibility for it, but
I'm sure there was a insert your last name here as a colonizer.
Yeah, I don't really know, but no.
Because that name doesn't sound super indigenous to me, bud.
The destruction of LA, the other candidate I would have for the cuck chair, but not really, because it's just one of my biggest laughs in this movie is the reporter that gets taken out by the billboard.
Yeah.
The reporter that gets taken out by the billboard and the guy that gets taken out in his car by the bus.
Okay, yeah, that one too.
It was like a direct reference to the guy that is like trying to call his therapist in Independence Day before he gets hit by the blast fire.
I forgot about that.
I think it's not quite as fun with me because there's nothing to fight. Like everyone's just on the run or sticking by.
Yeah, but that's where the characters came in more clutch for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I liked, again, because I was in 2004, I was 16. So like, I was these characters' age. So like, for me, it was a lot more like how you found Magic Mike realistic.
Yeah.
Like I found this realistic, right? Like the fact that he didn't even tell her that he joined the team until later, like why he joined the team type of thing, right? Like, yeah, absolutely. I would not admit that until that exact moment either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like if it was a cheesy movie, he would have said that to her as soon as disaster hit, not, you know, in the end stage of disaster.
I think, and Not that I want this movie to be a lot darker, because I have learned my lesson. I learned my lesson about dark disaster films when The Road utterly broke me.
Ah,
Like, I was sitting beside our mutual bestie watching The Road, and I will, if you want to ask like me at like my worst in a movie is, that movie.
you mean it wasn't Weapons?
No. You like almost made me catatonic.
Oh dear.
Like, it is, The Road is so bleak,
Mm-hmm.
and like when I say that, it's too much for me. And the stuff that I take in on a regular basis, The Road fucked me up. I was like, I can't ever watch that again.
Apparently it did. Jesus.
I'm not saying I'm direct. I think there's all these points in it where you just want to be like, hey kid, you know your little brother's dead, right? Like, you know your parents are dead, right? Like, and I feel like I can see this scene where they get back to Mexico and
Yeah.
Sam basically ends up losing all his friends that he's made so quickly because both his parents are still alive. And everyone,
and they don't like that.
And the whole crew, the rest of his crew have, except for maybe the homeless guy, have lost absolutely everyone in the last week.
Yeah, true.
You know, and
yeah, because that's realistic, but we don't see that because we cut it off at the right time.
Yeah, but because like there's these points throughout the movie where you're like, oh no, you haven't figured that out yet, have you?
No. I'll put it this way. Poseidon Adventure was a deeper movie for me in terms of humanity.
Yeah.
Like, this one was a lot more, how the fuck are they going to do it, than Poseidon Adventure for me.
Yeah. Poseidon feels...
There was a clear roadmap in Poseidon.
Yeah.
It was just, how were you going to do it?
We have to go up. And Poseidon also feels more like... It is more of, and I don't want to go too deep in that because it's, I know not to go in the, it's not that deep thing, but I don't want to make it sound deeper than what it is. Poseidon Adventure,
but I'm saying comparatively.
Yeah. Poseidon Adventure is more of a, quotes, psychological study of people reacting to situations.
Whereas this one, so Poseidon Adventure is more a human movie taking place during a disaster.
Yeah.
And this one is a disaster movie with some humans sprinkled into it.
Yeah, that's a much better way to describe it. Yeah.
Right? So they're the exact, like, it's like a mirror image where it's like flipped, you know,
and that's
of each other.
And that's why I think this is a good combination. We can get into our last thoughts, Bhavna. I do just want to say that if you've watched this and you've enjoyed this, Day After Tomorrow, there is Discovery Channel, God, probably 15, maybe close to 20 years ago now. I lose track of time. I can't remember when I first watched it, but you can get it on YouTube. I've checked, it's still there. Discovery Channel has a 2-part that I think on YouTube it's just one section, a made for TV, air quotes, mockumentary called Super Volcano.
Okay.
And it is part teach you about volcanoes, part fictional what if scenario of what if the Yellowstone volcano fully went off.
Okay.
And what that would mean for the world, and like in like that minutes, days, hours, years after. It's like a made-for-TV movie. Obviously, the FX are not as good as this. They don't really try to make it that good, though. But as far as that sort of a slightly more realistic scenario, but like something that kind of scratches that itch, it's actually something that's kind of better than what it has the right to be.
Yeah, okay.
And
I will look into it.
And it's before Discovery Channel got into like, hey, what if mermaids were real?
Oh my God,
and
I
all
forgot
that
about
bullshit.
that.
It was when they were still trying to have the illusion of education.
Yes.
I've liked it.
Yes.
I've watched it a few times over the years. When I still had cable, when it was on Discovery, I would watch it when it was on. It's a lot of like sort of what the book World War Z is where it's being told from like flashbacks of the characters that were involved, sort of thing, and like news footage, and then like the guys that were actually there studying the volcano when it finally started to go. It's actually it's really cool. I can't remember the name of the guy that's in it, but he used to be, it's a Canadian production, and he's been in the lead's been in a lot of Canadian stuff. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
If you see it, Bhavna, you'll recognize him because I know he's been in a bunch of stuff, but
yeah,
I cannot remember. But yeah, Bhavna, I've enjoyed both these movies.
Me too.
Which I think this is the first time in a while where it's been like, yeah, no, both these are awesome. We both think so.
Yes. And it's one that I didn't know anything about until you suggested it.
Oh, yeah. And don't worry, people. I know it's fun when we fight, and I'm sure we'll fight again.
Yeah, but I consented to viewing these things, like
exactly.
behind the scenes.
We both agree. No one is being forced into anything here. Nobody has an ice age at their head at the Sixville Mall Theater.
No, it's nice and toasty here.
When we have guests, they may be made to suffer, though.
Yeah, stay tuned for that, folks.
It'll happen.
Well, Wes, another successful double feature.
Yep.
I feel.
I think.
And just a note to you, Sixville malls, shoppers, and theater goers, we will have a shortage of ice from here to the foreseeable future.
Oh, I think that is what our mall announcement is going to be for this episode, actually. Just 1 second, Bhavna. Actually, Bhavna, do you want to just, because we are Sixville Mall Entertainment now for Patreon. And
yes.
And actually, I will just put I'll let Bhavna do her links. I'm going to go grab my other device with my links written down on it. And while she does that. And we have a link tree for all the Sixville Mall stuff that I will actually put in the link as well. So you can just click on that and get all the stuff, because these links are getting a little unwieldy. We've got, like, between the two of us, we've got so many stuff, and I'm going to update it. I'm going to get the Bloody Broad stuff on there.
It's a bit of a rat king of a link tree at the moment, but we're sussing it out.
Yeah, we're working on it. Between the two of us now, there is so much stuff. But yeah, I actually want to put my Blue Sky up link this time. I just need to grab it. You go do your Bloody Broad stuff, Bob.
Alrighty. So if you would like to if you've heard this episode or any of our episodes and you want to hear more of what I have to say, but more in a horror sense, please check out my other podcast, Bloody Broads. We are on the internet across it as Bloody Broads Pod. If you have any suggestions for what we should follow or any comments or anything, check out bloodybroadspod@gmail.com. Send us a message there. Also, if you would like to throw us a few dollars, you can check us out on Patreon as well under Bloody Broads Pod. You can find me as at The Lucky Charms. That's SHARMS across the internet. Everywhere as well, mostly on Instagram and Blue Sky. And on Instagram, I have a little underscore on the end of mine. Wes, what about you? Where can you be found?
You can find, I have an Instagram. I have a TikTok. I'm not doing a lot there. If you actually want to connect with me where I am doing stuff, I am on Blue Sky at West from Sixville on Blue Sky. I will. It's on the link tree. It's on the link tree.
It'll be in our show notes as well.
Yep, it's on the show notes as well. And our link tree, just so y'all have it, is Linktree at Sixville Mall Entertainment, because we're doing more than just double feature creatures. And our stuff needs to represent that, because new stuff is coming in the new year, and we are getting ready.
There are renos currently happening at the mall, and new features will be popping up.
Yep. A whole new level of chaos is coming to the Sixville Mall. And it's not covered in ice.
So until next time, folks.
What? The mall was covered in ice, and they fell through the skylight. Because how much snow must there have been?
Also, the integrity of the ice in that cold and blah, 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 and they're not light people and they had the pack
No,
and they
I
had a
just
sled.
mean for the mall to be so buried. I mean, that's like an Eaton Center size mall.
Yeah, but it's a glass, like, ceiling, like pure
No,
glass.
but I mean, like, okay, for the drifts to be so high that they climbed up onto the roof of the mall and didn't realize.
Or maybe they were coming from downhill.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. Every time
I don't know,
watch it, I'm
man.
like, holy shit, there must have been a lot of snow.
Unlike that kid, I don't do science. I mean, I do, but I don't do science at that level.
Exactly. But yes, we will call it a night, and we will see you again real soon.
Yes, please remember to exit the mall. We are not liable if you get locked in overnight. The Twitcher
Nope.
gets hungry at about 3 a.m. May the odds be in your favor.
Unless you're on our Patreon, and then you get extra stuff every once in a while. But yeah.
We tell you where we bury the keys.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye.